How do I stop wanting to be thinner? Man, I love this question because I really had to dive deep into the depths of this one, because the immediate response that comes to my mind is um, something along the lines of, so what? It's okay if you've got a big body, but realistically, we live in a world that idolizes thin, beautiful, rich, successful, those kind of things, right? Who wouldn't want to have some of those things as a social being who wants to impress? I mean, we are social creatures. We want to feel belonging. We want to feel respected. We want to feel admired. These are understandable um, desires. And it would be weird if we didn't want them. I think obviously the trick is we don't want to get too attached to what other people think of us, but it's very normal to have that desire that people would look up to us and respect us and appreciate us and all of those things, right? And of course, those desires for what other people think about us are primarily what drive us into disordered eating in the first place. So much of the work of recovery is going to be around creating that unshakable self-confidence or self-acceptance, where you say, I am cool the way I am, regardless of what you think of me, even if I am still striving to be some more successful or striving to have a healthier body or striving for fitness. Those are understandable and they're perfectly fine things to do if I'm doing them for me, because I want to be healthier or fitter or wealthier, whatever it might be, or I want to have great sex or amazing relationships or an incredible, to be incredible mum. Why not invest your time, energy, and effort in doing those things if they are for you? If we're doing them purely to impress, that obviously becomes problematic. So let's roll that question back a bit. How do I stop wanting to be thinner? Well, that's kind of like saying, how do I stop wanting to belong? How do I stop wanting to be admired by my social group? And if I'm honest, I would say, well, I'd never want you to stop doing that, because that's very normal and human to want that. As I've said, to attach too much to it can be dangerous, but there's nothing wrong with having that desire. It's normal, right? So then what are we really looking at? In modern society, thinner is generally thought to be more attractive, and fatter is generally thought to be, and this is horrific, but it's the way it is, fatter has this connection with laziness, undisciplined. And actually, on that note, there's a TED talk by Dr. Peter Attia. He's a physician, and he opens the talk by explaining how he treated a cancer patient and somebody with diabetes totally differently, because his old mindset was around that, diabetes or obesity is something that you've done to yourself. The society still, he's changed his mindset since then. And I had proper tears when I watched that TED talk. So Dr. Peter Attia, it's a powerful talk. And that is, luckily for us, that's where medicine is going to be moving, where we're not putting so much blame on the part of people who are struggling with diabetes or obesity. And I think I would argue there's wiggle room for us not to be putting so much blame on people struggling with eating disorders for the same reason. But I'm going off track. But the point is that society has these judgments. They have this association. That's why when we lose weight, everybody goes, oh my God, you look amazing. Right? It's a social thing to do that. Not every society, not every cultural group, but certainly the one I am in, most of my clients are in, that is the gold standard, is to be thin, beautiful, sexy, and successful. You know what I mean? So to say, I don't want you to, how do I stop wanting to be thinner it's just not feasible, because in a way, in society, is always saying you need to be thinner if you want to be loved. However, what we know is in recovery is if we're trying to push our body below its set point, below the point where it has enough fat on board to be, for itself to feel safe, that it's got backup energy supplies when it needs us and it needs it. Now, everybody's set point is different. Men have a very different set point to women. And women actually get really clear information about where their set point is, because if you drop below it, your body generally stops its periods. So there's your biggest signal that you try to push below your set point. Yeah. So what I'm actually hearing, the question is more, okay, no, wait. If the question is, how do I stop wanting to be thinner? You're already at your set point or below it, and you're trying to push below your set point, then the answer is going to be simple. You can choose to keep wanting to be thinner, but if it is unhealthy for your body and you're getting all the signals that you're going too far, then that is a choice you are making very deliberately to become unhealthy and put your body in a great deal of danger and potentially even create a worse kind of binge problem on the opposite side. And many of you have been there, where you started in anorexia and you've swung in the other direction. That's your body's violent response to save itself. So you can choose to keep trying to be thinner in the quest for attraction, being attractive and wanted and looked up to and all these things, and getting compliments. And it might even make you feel happy to get those compliments from other people, but it is clearly unhealthy. And notice that you're going to you'll be essentially choosing between attractive and healthy. If that's your choice, you can make it. I'm not going to try and stop you. However, if you are actually in a healthy body and you're in recovery and your body's a decent weight, not too big, not too, it's in its Goldilocks zone, it's round about its set point, maybe a bit bigger. I would argue that the better question is going to be something like, how do I be, if I'm in a healthy weight, how do I be okay with that weight and still still be attractive, still have people think I am amazing, even if I'm not getting any thinner? And I know many of you in the group are actually in that bracket. You're in a healthy body. Maybe you've put on a few pounds in recovery, and maybe you'll lose those pounds as you start to improve your relationship with food. However, if you're there and you find yourself, you know that you're in a healthy body, and you know that to push below that would be dangerous, it would wake up the restriction, wake up the eating disorder again, then your choice is simple. You're choosing between going into that place of restriction and potentially living with an eating disorder for the rest of your life, but being attractive, which might make you feel happy, or, and this is the choice I obviously would want everybody to make, is to always be striving to be in your healthiest body. And health can be pretty easily defined. Well, maybe not easily, but it's pretty, it would, some basic biomarkers for health. In your healthiest body, and practice and get good at being powerfully magnetic, radiant, attractive, having that ability to walk into the room and capture the attention of others with your energy and your legitimate health and beauty, which comes beautiful. When people are healthy and they're shining, they've just got a radiance and a beauty about them, which is next level. And therein lies more head work, where it's about, I'm always going to be working on my health. I want to be fit. I want to be capable. I want to have energy. I want to have good blood sugar. I want to have good cholesterol, all of these things, which are kind of basic biomarkers for health. I want to be able to run up a flight of stairs and not die. Like these are, I want to be able to lift up my kids. Then, you're healthy. I feel good. I've got loads of energy. I'm good. I'm healthy. And if I'm still not feeling good enough for society in that body, then I would argue that the best thing you can do is work relentlessly on being attractive, on being radiant, on being magnetic. And that is something, and confident. These are things you can practice. And what I'm going to do is research the best ways to practice that, because I think those will be powerful. I can already think of somebody who talks about it, so I'll deep dive her stuff. But the radiance and confidence is something you can practice and get really good at. This can be part of your skill development. Is right. Well, I've got really good at checking with my tummy. I'm good at stopping when I'm full. I'm listening to my body. I'm not over exercising. I'm sleeping better. Blah 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 blah. I'm busting headworms regularly, and my body feels pretty damn good on me. I'm still feeling like I want to be thinner so I can fit in, but I know that if I go there, it's dangerous. What I'm going to do instead is work on freaking loving what I got, looking after it to the nth degree, feeding it the best, giving it the best fuel, giving it the best, self-care and cleaning and all these wonderful things. I can look after this as best I can because I love it. And I'm going to get really good at feeling confident and bringing that to the world so that my radiance will be so powerfully magnetic and attractive that nobody would ever think to go, oh, well, I wish you just lose a few kilos. Yeah. That is where the magic happens. And that takes a lot of work and practice, but all of it is doable. So that's what I would say. If you're in that body, that's your job now, is to work on, unshakable self-acceptance combined with learning how to be attractive and magnetic. Why not? We're social creatures. Why not? If we're not putting too much weight is the word I'm looking for. It's not the word I'm looking for. If we're not putting too much significance on that being the only thing that defines us, then we're good to go. So it's an internal, I love me, combined with an external, and I'm going to bring it at best I can so that I get that lovely social approval. Why not? And if I don't get it, tough, So there's that lovely, that self-confidence, which is highly attractive in my mind. And then the third type of situation might be if somebody's in a body that isn't as healthy as they'd like, that is actually a bit bigger than they would like it to be, or that they know, not like it to be, it is bigger than would be best for it to be healthy, where maybe you're feeling sluggish all the time and tired. It's hard to get up a flight of stairs. It's hard to move around the world. Maybe you're not that fit at the moment, not that strong, whatever it is. Maybe your energy levels suck. Yeah, okay, that means you're struggling. Your health needs some improvement. And I would encourage you to improve that. And if weight loss is the side effect of improving your health, what a pleasure, right? So if it's about improving your health and getting your body into that place where it feels really good and strong and fit, then fabulous. Knock yourself out. Get the personal trainer. Oops, I was, why is that? Oh, my laundry. Get the personal trainer. Choose the best quality foods you can put into your mouth. If you checking in with your tummy and you get a clear, man, I feel like something sweet and cold and watery, then you can choose between a Coca-Cola or a beautiful grapefruit or an orange, or kiwi. You can make those choices. You're still honoring your body's need, because it never really says, I need Coca-Cola. It usually says, I need something sweet and refreshing. And there's so many ways to do that. So why not choose right now that when your body gives you a call for whatever it's asking for, you're going to give it the best version of that you can. And I listened to a podcast recently where they were talking about, he's a personal trainer, and he says, one of the things he teaches his client is to learn to love their bodies as if they were loving their favorite car. And when you've got a car that you wanted your whole life and you get it, then what do? You want to put in the best petrol, and you want to look after the seats and keep it clean, and you take it out on the weekend and you give it a clean. I mean, I've been there, right? And that's the same with our bodies. When we have that love for our body, we want to look after it as best as we can. And we want it to last for a long time. So that takes some time to get towards. But if you're in a body that's not healthy right now, then all your focus can be on helping you get back to health while also honoring its needs. And one of the best things you can do for that is obviously get a great training regime in, so that you get the benefits of feeling fit and strong, and get the endurance training and the strength and the low intensity. And make sure you're drinking good water and you're prioritizing your sleep and getting some sun on your skin. These are basic, mechanisms for health improvement. And when it comes to the food, you're going to be honoring your tummy, but giving it the best quality, most nutrient dense and rich, glorious version of the thing that it's asking for. And you'll move towards health, not super fast, because health does take a while to change. But if you do that consistently, you'll see that compound effect really starts to build. And it's so enjoyable because you're not in a space of deprivation. Bada bing, bada boom. That's it. And again, that'll be a place of, so there you might actually want to be more healthy, and the side benefit will be being thinner. So where are you on that scale? And make the choices accordingly. Be committed to the choice that you make and go for it. And if you have moments of feeling not good enough and unattractive, that's okay. It's normal. Society does make this extremely difficult for us. So you're allowed to have days like that. And in fact, even in your best body, you're going to have days where you feel fat and unattractive, right? I mean, you just ask any of the top models, they all have bad days. I mean, arguably they might be in bodies that are slightly too thin for health, but okay. But ultimately, you will get better at just recognizing, oh, I'm just having that day. I'm just going to move through it because I know I'm in a good, healthy body right now, and I'm just going to have to get through today and get to tomorrow. And what I'm never going to do is stop doing the things that hold me safe and keep me healthy and strong. And that's where your morning routine comes in, and that's where you're making the best choice you can with buying quality food for yourself, and quality water comes in, right? Because those are the health mechanisms. So I hope that helped a bit. But I think the powerful takeaway there is that attraction is definitely in the eye of the beholder, and perfectly ordinary looking people can be powerfully attractive. And if you start to investigate the why, like what are they doing differently? How is that person so attractive to me right now? Even though technically, if I was to break it down, he's maybe not that good looking, but I just think he's drop dead, Start to look for the mechanism. We can learn from everything, because attraction is definitely something that you can bring to the party. And it's got very little to do with weight. Don't let society tell you otherwise, because there's so many examples out there of people who are just crazy magnetically attractive, and they're not necessarily in the thinnest body that they could be in. Yeah.